There's nobody on here right now, and I'm probably going to crop the beginning. Alright.
Hi.
Yep. My name is Amanda, and I'm a professional artist, and I have Vera over here. And so today we're just going to create some art and have some fun, just a little creative session. And thought we'd bring you guys along. I'm probably going to share this to some social media, so if I'm clicking around for a few moments, that's why and what's going on. Can you check that out and see if everything's going okay on the audio? I shared the link to you. I am also going to bump over to Facebook, and you can possibly help me moderate my comments. Oh boy, that's always fun. Get to log in, guys. Isn't that fun? Okay, I don't know. Probably nobody's like even. Oh boy, I get something. Something's coming up.
I see you.
Yeah, not really so much right at the moment.
I can totally hear you. That's me.
Oops. There we go. Now, it was not accepting that I was who I said I was. So, what is on my mind?
Is that normal under Streamlabs or is it going on YouTube?
I'm sorry?
There it is on YouTube. Okay.
Here, send me. I don't know what the link is for that. Is it not streaming live on YouTube?
Yep, you're
streaming
live on YouTube now.
Let me see. I want to see. I know. I'm like, what is this? What is this magic? That is crazy. All right, exciting stuff. Yeah, I'm just not seeing it here at all. I guess that the chat stays live here, and if I want to see it, I do it. I'm using Streamlabs. Oh, there's another viewer. Hello. Yeah.
Hi.
So, okay, we're just getting everything set up, checking our microphones and speakers and everything. Let's see. I do need the link for the YouTube, however, for some reason I'm not seeing it, which is weird. Sorry. Reaching across the screen. Trying to get some more people. This is what I'll be doing today, or it might be a little difficult to see. There are some different stones here, and while I'm waiting on that to pull up, I am also going to play around with some stamps and a little bit of mixed media. So, let's see, I think I want to do a little G. And that on here. Up. I'm just going to put the word gems. Neat. I did it a couple different times before. I really like to look, honestly. All right, there it is. I don't want to actually watch it. What I need to do is share it to Facebook. Apologies. Getting distracted. Lots going on for our first live stream here. And Vera, if you want to tell them what you're working on.
Well, I started something the other night. Sketching for my son's basketball over at the YMCA.
You might want to turn down your audio now that we know it's working.
Oh, God.
Oh, here, you might have to hold it under here. It'll be upside down. Yeah, put it around this way, just like you were looking at.
Sketching.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, he's part of the Bulls. This is his first year in basketball. So, working on a little something to commemorate that, and hopefully his team will enjoy it a little bit once it's finished.
Is the volume okay?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they can hear you okay.
When they might not be able to hear me. I'm pretty soft spoken. Hi.
All right, about to post this. There we go. All right, just checking things out. There goes a little chat in the chat box, dude. Now I'm gonna get started, seeing as how I'm easily distracted. You don't think so?
I'm easily distracted. I'm quite
Coffee. A little scatterbrained.
a little bit. It's just because I have so much stuff.
I think we all have that propensity from time to time. Let's see, and I cannot remember which one is lamp black and which one is my. Okay, there's lamp black, and I know it's a little hard to see. This is my palette that I'm working with, and this is lamp black, and this is lunar black. So side by side, it's a little hard to tell, and I'm glad I write my colors down on the sides. Makes it a little easier when I'm referring back to things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some clean water on my brush, lay it down on this piece of obsidian here. And it might be a little difficult to see, but I've taken a non-photo blue pencil, which looks like this. It's called a Copy Not non-photo blue pencil. And so hopefully you can see that there. It's a 028, so from Colorase, and it's really great because, like, if you were to scan this or take a picture of it, the blue recedes into the background, and it's pretty awesome. All right, so I was wetting this piece of obsidian here. And this is with a medium of watercolor. And I'm going to grab a little bit of that lamp black. Since I'm going to use a variety of colors, I just decided I was going to play around with the colors I had in my palette. Some dark here around the edges of my obsidian.
Kids are so long and lanky.
They're awkward.
Cartoon form.
Oh, and cartoon, probably even more so. I bet you could exaggerate that.
Oh yeah, I'm exaggerating it really bad. I mean, not really bad, but like, I'm trying to go for the recess kids look, not the. We don't
So you're going for a very illustrative look, not a realistic look.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I can appreciate that. I think so too. I think if you show them. So this is my first layer. I'm just charging in some colors while it's still wet, and then I'm not going to fuss with it. I'm just going to move on to the next one and not revisit it for quite some time, because if I do and start fussing with it, what'll happen is I'll mess it up. You know how that goes, right? And then it just looks overworked, or at least that's my experience. And next I'm going to do this rose quartz. And for that, I believe I'm going to use a little bit of rose madder and possibly even some gouache. So that part of it's going to be mixed media. Oh, sorry. I'm going to use Potter's Pink from Daniel Smith. And this is just a half pan tube it's a half pan that I squeezed to paint into. I'm just going to put that over here with a little bit more clean water. It's a little harder to activate. There's that Potter's Pink. I feel like it does a pretty good job of presenting the sort of hue that you would find in a rose quartz. Sort of like that milky pink color. Don't you think, Vera?
I like the pink better.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some pinks that I think would just be too in your face. I'm going to tilt this up so I can kind of see the shine. It's a little difficult at the angle that I'm looking at it to see where I've put down the clear water at. I think I'm back on track. Alright, just a little bit more at the top. Yay. Perhaps you can see that shine where it's almost perfect to work in for that shape. No. So then I'm just going to work in some of this Potter's Pink, and it's just such a soft pink. And I like it. But I am going to need more pigment.
That's the thing about watercolor, though. You guys started out really light. I guess you don't have to, but
I do like starting light and then working dark. I think that's pretty typical.
isn't that typical for most?
Not most mediums. I think most mediums you actually can work dark over light and light over dark. But most mediums are not transparent like watercolor is. Therefore, you kind of have to treat it a little differently. If you want to work just with watercolor, a little bit more planning is involved, I think. Hello. Thank you for joining us. We're just doing a quick creative session together. I've got Vera back here, and we're both doing art, and these are our gemstones. I think I want a little bit more, actually. I want to punch that color up, especially down here in the bottom. Maybe even some of the other areas. I'm going to grab some of this white gouache I have down here. You probably can't see it very well. Just right here. I'm actually going to put that in a couple choices. I think it'll mix interestingly with this Potter's pink. Now that makes it more opaque, and you can actually work light over dark then if you use gouache or another more opaque medium. So like, I guess when it was dry you could use acrylic or colored pencil or something else like that to go back lighter, to add finer detail if you didn't want to do it with watercolor. So next I'm going to do this tiger's eye. I believe I'm going to use this brown goethite, which is like it's like a brown ochre color. I know my palette is crazy messy, but it's got a lot going on. So, and then this one I'm going to use more of a wet on dry technique. I'm going to go ahead and with just a couple strokes of my brush, see, I'm going to water that down just a little. But I want this to granulate. And see if I can get some blooming effects.
What kind of gem are you working on?
I think this one's a tiger's eye. I think it would be nice maybe adding a little bit of yellow ochre. It's got striations or stripes, kind of like in it. So I'm going to see if I can get some of that in wet and wet without going too crazy. Maybe even some of this raw umber. I'm not showing every color.
That one would be pretty.
You think so? Oh yeah, I could see that. That's one of the colors that I handmade. She said it would look really really good with one of with this particular paint that I had hand molded. It's actually a lot of fun, and I may do a video about how to make your own paints.
She makes pretty shimmer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of pretty shimmer stuff.
I'm even going to add in some of this Indian red here at the base and coming down a little ways. I like it. That's at the line. I guess that's part of what the beauty of showing yourself live is. You get to show yourself making mistakes and fixing them real time. No editing. You get all the faces, all the expressions. Like, isn't that great? And like, you get to see like my thinky face.
Real.
I don't. Yeah, I feel like people appreciate it when you're being genuine. And this one's supposed to be jade, so I'm just gonna keep it moving because yeah, I feel awkward.
We so far have 6 children in full body.
Very nice. Well, you have to bring it over here and show us at some point. I mean, okay, so I've mixed a little of this olive green girl in with this little bit of this opaque white. It's gonna be kind of neat. Might be a little too vibrant.
It's a gem. It should be vibrant, yeah.
Actually, yeah. I'm trying to leave a little white right there. have to find a way to be able to put like music on here. Maybe at some point I can afford to do like epidemic sound or something like that. That'd
So
be
you
kind of
can't play
cool.
like music in the background. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun, but I think like you have to. There's all these rules and regulations. Although if you get an account with them, I think that everything is pretty much covered in that. Because that was kind of my understanding. Who knows? I'm not an expert on that stuff.
Everybody wants to listen to music.
I love to listen to music while I'm arting. Well, that's why I figured maybe like we could hang out and chat. That way I don't feel weird because like if I'm just talking to the camera,
I'm sure it
I
makes
feel a little bit awkward if I'm being honest. I'm like, okay, so I'm talking to my virtual friends, and I'm very excited that you're here, and I'm saying that honestly, but
But it does feel like you're just talking to yourself.
Sometimes it does feel like you're talking to yourself. So I'm new at this, and I guess there's a learning curve involved, and maybe I'll get more comfortable in front of the camera. Are you still viewing it?
I am.
Okay, because I was going to say, I think you're the only viewer. Pardon me.
Right now, well, we've had like a couple of them.
I've seen maybe 2 people come on.
Come and go. We're like, hey, where is this? Oh.
Okay, yeah, it's something. They're doing something.
They're doing something. What is this? Oh, come on.
I kind of digging this wet on dry kind of deal. Oh, I forget. My head's like way up there in the thing. Better?
I like the green.
No, I mean like
What?
my face. Is it better? Because I felt like my head was getting chopped off when I was like coming forward to like.
Your head is getting chopped off.
Is it still? Well, I think a large part of it is like it's not my phone. I'm using like the 3/4 rule. Hey, look, there's my thing.
I see you now.
I guess we're just gonna see the camera, double cameraed. It's like
you have a block that's. It's like it's trying to take. It's trying to focus on you or something. Not sure what's going on there.
this. Oh, that's being a butt. Hold on.
That's almost too high.
The magic of editing. What's too high?
You go down some.
Better? Oh, you said my. Yeah.
Ooh. You have lines now.
Yeah. Fun. Turn that off. Nope, that's that. Yeah. And see, then it wants to leave that up there, and I don't want to see that. Neither does anybody else. Does it disappear ever? You had to let me know if, like...
There's like a little yellow block up there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't mind the lock bit right there that shows. That's why it's pointed up so high on this. See, now I'm moving the screen around.
Is it recording?
Yeah, it's my camera. Because I have my devices hooked up. This is my iPad. And this is my iPhone. Hi. And then I've got my iMac over there that everything is like, has like the octopus arms coming out of. So, what Oh, really, that's the USBs. Yeah, the USBs, you know, it feels like it's got like arms all over the place. Anyway, and I let that hard edge dry right there. I'm probably going to regret that. Oh, well. Or maybe I'll just make it into something to be like you can see through it. It's the eye of the sapphire. I have no idea what kind of trash I'm over here talking now. Art is way too much fun. And if you're not doing art, you're missing out. Like,
Right? I'm surprised that
that's terrible of me to say, but
it was sketch these. I'm scared of them. You ever get like, you feel like you're thinking about it too much and then you just don't do it, or you just paranoid about.
I totally overthink things and overanalyze things, and then I don't do them, and hence that's why nobody knows who I am, or that I exist, or that I make a whole lot of really cool things, or you know, or that I'm trying to teach watercolor, or that I created a website that's really amazing for creatives, and that they can come on and open up shop. It's comparable to Etsy, and yet I can't get people to use it. Why? Because I'm a terrible introvert. And so I have like invited my friend Vera over to try to help get me out of my shell. And I'm like, look, you know, I need to be accountable. I need to come on. I need to be consistent and post content and share who I am and what I'm doing with the world, which
Understandable.
it's a hard thing to do, especially when you're like an introvert. Well, and
Nobody
some people
knows
might
that.
not realize I'm an introvert, but
There wasn't a whole lot of people at work that knew I drew. But once I did, and I actually jumped in there and did it.
I
didn't
think
know I
it's
could
getting
still do
past
it,
that
so.
uncomfortability. Like, you have to kind of get out of your comfort zone. Maybe do something that you've never done before. If you want, you know, to have something you've never had before.
I think part of what makes me feel so uncomfortable is just like the time limitations for me. It's like I don't want to make any promises for something and then not be able to follow
Keep
through,
it.
or it take longer than what expected, because I don't really know where my boundaries are anymore. Like, how long does something take me to do? I don't know. And I won't know unless I jump out there and
Start trying. I know, now I'm doing a little bit of lifting. You are absolutely right. And I think that that's where trying to get out of your comfort zone can really help you to learn and explore other things. And that can be really beneficial.
or at least
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm exploring and trying new things. I've never done this before, so, you know.
I mean, it's no big deal, though.
It's not really. I just feel like a little anxious about it, but, you know, I think that's probably, I don't know, normal in the beginning of doing something new that you've never done before. I feel a little nervous about it, maybe. I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna be honest, these look really terrible, and I'm not sure if it's just because it's like my first layer, and honestly, sometimes, actually a lot of times, my art hits this like ugly stage. Does yours ever do that? And like, where you're really not happy with it because it's not going the way that you want it to? And I'm convinced, I'm absolutely convinced that every artist goes through this. But, I mean, I haven't really talked to a whole lot of other people to know that.
Is it all art, or is it just watercolor, you think?
No, I really think it's all.
Just everything?
I mean, you've never worked with any other medium and felt like it reached an ugly stage, like where you were pushing and pulling on it and like using different means, but yeah, it kind of still wasn't quite where you wanted it to be. And we're not necessarily talking about like you're lapsing from like a skill level perspective.
Oh yeah, all the time. And then I have to keep going over it and over it and over it. But you can work it to death sometimes. Right?
Well, especially with watercolor, I think too, because of the fact that if you don't let your layers dry down and then you're trying to work into them because you notice, oh, I need to fix this and I need to correct that, then it can easily become problematic.
So, at what point do you know when you need to stop?
That's actually a really good question. And I think for each person, it's a little different. Like, and you know, if your painting is supposed to be loose or if your painting is supposed to be high and tight, like, I find it harder to be loose, I think, because I want to keep going in and detailing. And, so yeah. It may not always be the best of things. This here is lavender. I want to play with it really bad for this amethyst, even though it's probably not exactly the right color for what I should be using, but we're not going to talk about that. It's my art. It can be whatever I want it to be.
If it's amethyst, it should be some kind of purple, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've got like lavender and I'm using like quinacridone. Can't remember if it's violet or if it's purple. Purple. So you'll see that here in just a moment. And then there's this other color, like I need to get like a mauve. Mauve. Yeah, so there's that. I'm gonna get a couple of different colors, maybe one like warmer and one cooler, and then one more neutral, and start having a play. I think that might have been the wrong color to select for the outside of it, but that's okay. But I'm using this technique to kind of move my pigments around, just using a wet brush. I don't like that effect, actually. I should have chosen a slightly different paper to do this on, I'm telling you.
Ooh, that's pretty. I like that purple.
That one actually came with the set. I'm not 100% sure what it's called. Let me take a peek. Let's see. I might have left the wrapper on it. Oh, there it goes. No. So this is Hobby Lobby. Purple.
It's just purple.
It's just purple. I mean, you got that one in your set too. That's what we started out using. It's just, you know, sometimes I go
But it's
back
almost
to
like
it.
a pinky purple. It's not like a genuine purple.
No, it's really not.
Because when I think purple, I think like that royalty deep purple. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, there's a reason that purple is associated with royalty. There was, I believe it's a certain type of mollusk that they would derive the dye from, but it was so so expensive and pricey to create that it was actually worth more by weight than gold, which is crazy when you think about it. I mean, I guess there are other things that are probably worth more than their weight in gold, but I hadn't immediately thought of that as being one of them. And that's actually, I was watching a video, and I cannot remember who the creator was. If I can remember, I'll try to post in links below. But they were talking about that's the reason why there was no purple in any flags. And I had never thought about that before, or had it pointed out to me that there was no purple in any flag.
It was because of
the Tyrian purple was so expensive to produce, and so basically you could only afford it if you were hyper, like uber rich, or just like, I guess you just had to be filthy rich.
that's crazy.
Wouldn't it be nice?
That wow.
Well, I mean, there's all these different little interesting tidbits in history, and if you look for them, I suppose, but it's sometimes I just come across things in my journeys, and
I didn't realize you learned something.
yeah, that was interesting. So I stowed that away for future reference. But now purples are a lot easier to manufacture. And I think that they're actually starting to add the color purple back.
It's crazy because I mean, it was just red and blue all the time, or pink and blue, really.
Well, red was actually expensive as well for a long time.
Oh, so that would make it hard for association. Okay.
I mean, I think that that's why certain colors have been like really associated with royalty. There was I was watching. If anybody's into, yeah, I guess it's on Prime. So I was watching Hunters. And whether you're a fan of it or not, that's not really the point. I don't think you've seen it.
I haven't seen it. No, I don't watch a lot of.
But this
I think the last show that I watched was Wednesday. That was pretty recent.
crazy guy ends up going to jail, and I'm not going to elaborate on what he does. If you're curious, I guess you can watch it and find out. It's pretty terrible, but anyhow, I forget what I was saying, which is really, really bad.
You're focused.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
How's that bad? You're
paint.
focused, girl. Whatever.
Yeah, but there was a reason that I brought it up. Oh, he explained why the color orange was like not worn. Now I can't remember exactly what he said, but that was actually of interest. I mean, I could really care less, and I don't really like the character very much, but it is what it is. I think you're supposed to not really like him very much, because he's okay. So you probably won't watch it, but he's like a hitman. So anyway, that's all you really need to know about him. He's a terrible.
Well, orange is supposed to be like one of those colors to make it easier for people to see, right?
Yeah, but like they put him in an orange jumpsuit when they caught him. Yeah, so and then he was talking. I wanted to say he was talking to an attorney right before he decided he'd had enough of him.
Oh boy.
It was pretty intense scene right there. And I won't go into the reasons why he did what he did either. I'm not trying to get political. It was the purpose of the conversation was about the orange. Kind of like how we were talking about just certain colors being reserved for certain people throughout history and time. Like
there's people that love orange. Like I don't know. Elevation loves orange, and they're a great church. Yellow. What's another color that people? But I never associated. I was like, wow, okay. So you got orange going in the jumpsuits.
oh, I don't necessarily know that I would have originally associated the color orange with. See, I can't remember exactly what he said. If it was like.
I typically associate it with Clemson.
But he said that there was somebody that they literally wouldn't allow anybody else to wear it, and I'm wanting to say that the consequence was like,
oh my gosh,
yeah, pretty severe. So
I'm sorry, my bad.
That was pretty wild.
Like blues.
I have to move this up.
Need your opinion.
See, it keeps popping up.
How we looking?
Very nice. Some of the necks look a little bit thin. That one's neck looks really thick by comparison.
Well, she's supposed to be really tall and lanky. She is very tall and skinny. Whole thing. Yeah.
You might want to thin.
No, he's chunky. He's a chunky little boy. He's the only chunky one. Everybody else is kind of either shorter or He was tall and kind of chunky.
Okay. Well, here, why don't you put it over here where, you know.
I do
put it
have
like
to.
right here, so people can.
I still have some work to do. But
Yeah. I think it's looking really good. And so, are you gonna like? I'll let them put this on their Facebook page or something like that when they're done.
I
Or are you
don't
gonna
know.
get like
I don't
T-shirts
think-
printed, or totally could
That would
do
be
anything you
cool.
want to with your designs. I mean, that's part of the beauty. Making your own stuff.
That is true. I mean, I could turn it into something, but
So this is gonna sound strange, but like, okay, I'm looking down at my paper, and then I'm not really liking what I'm seeing, but I look over there, and I'm like, okay, you know, there's a little bit of distance. Maybe it's just because it's a little bit more blurry.
it looks better.
Is it blurry? Or is it just,
It
my
looks
vision
better
is
in the
awful.
picture. It's just where you.
Still trying to figure
Perspective.
things out. Is it really? You know, here's another thing that I notice. I like to watch a lot of art videos that are put on by other creatives. And one of the things that I notice is when they are painting and their water is, they just applied it, I see their shine. But I don't think they see their shine. Because if they're seeing what I'm seeing, I literally have to manipulate my board or my paper so that I can see it, or do like all kinds of different gymnastics to feel like I'm actually seeing what's going on with my paper. Interlude. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Yeah. Alright, so I'm back. Not that I don't want to waste anybody's time. Oh, you know what? I totally did the wrong one there.
What?
Huh. That was supposed to be opal. And that was supposed to be sapphire.
What?
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
Yeah. Totally just realized that. I mean, it does look like sapphire, but that's not the point. That was supposed to be opal.
Well, blue is an opal.
No.
Now you just gotta make it more shimmery. You gotta lighten it up.
Is there a blue opal? Show me. I want to see.
They have multiple colors.
We're gonna find out. Blue opal. Here.
You could do white.
Come and
Look,
join
you
me
can
on my
totally
journey.
Add a whitewash or something over it. White over it. Or get one of your shimmer paints out. And fix it.
Opal cabochon. Image. Let's just look. Oh, that one's kind of pretty. A black opal with blue flash. It's interesting. Okay. Well, that can be dealt with. Look at all my art supplies. Sorry. Now there's the inside of my hand. Alright. Well, if nothing else, this is a good learning experience for me. And I just realized what happened. So, I do believe that I will get back into that later and fix it. But for now, I'm going to grab some more of this Indanthrone blue. And it almost, the value will go to a black. Which is really nice if you want to reach the darkest values that are possible. Some pigments will not get there.
Hi, friends.
Here.
No blue opals?
No, there actually was like a blue opal. It had like a blue flash. It was like a black opal with like blue.
So you just need to lighten it up. Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna darken it. Is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna add some purple in some areas, I think. But that'll be like a second layer kind of deal, like a wash. This one here is supposed to be sapphire. I wanted it to look like it was kind of lit from the backside, or maybe not the backside, but you know how like some sapphires will have an eye in them too. I don't know how exactly to explain it. Like just like a central spot of like brightness, I guess.
What about?
Really.
I'm used to opals having like a shimmer of every freaking color you could think of. Some kind of shimmer of, and it's like a purpley shimmer too.
Oh, here, let me show you the one that I found. Or the ones that I found. This is the ones I was looking at. See the purple and the greens and all these beautiful colors.
So I was just thinking like
yeah.
maybe that kind of color or something like that. Like these two colors would be beautiful to add in.
I think that one's supposed to be like a cobalt or a cyan. But see, cobalts look so different between sets. It's absolutely crazy in my opinion.
That is so pretty, that green. You gotta make it look electric though.
Oh yeah. See, this is what I wanted to do though for this one here is really I ought to do
what if you add that?
dark around it.
Add this, baby.
You think so? I think I should add some sparkly bit to it to get that.
Absolutely, yeah, because that sparkly is. Look at that. That's almost just like it. It's totally sparkly.
I think I'm gonna go around the outside of it and leave like an inner lightness, you know.
You could add maybe a little bit of this, yeah.
Yeah, I could actually.
Right, so between the two of those, you got it. Somewhere in between the two of them. Make it a little bit darker, like in the picture, and then just.
I don't know. I guess for
See,
this
you can mess up
sapphire.
And it still turn out, and it might actually. I've never seen a blue opal. That looks gorgeous, actually.
I like to learn about stuff, so I guess that in this case I learned about something kind of cool and interesting. I think for right now I'm going to keep going and I'm going to get like this first layer on here for everything and then I might go back and play around.
I think I'm going to lighten these guys up now with this sticky stuff. So I can go back over it and then I'm going to start going over with the waterproof pen, maybe. Or should I start painting? I don't know, should I? What do you think the next thing should be?
Well, I guess that depends. You know, things in real life don't have outlines on them. So, I mean, if you want it to look more realistic, then you wouldn't do outlines. But if you wanted it to look very illustrated and cartoonish, then I would say outline it if that's what you want to do, you know. But your edges can be marked by anything. It could be color, it could be a texture, it could be shape, it could be whatever. But just a lot of beginning artists will outline everything, you know. And that's a very illustrative style, if that makes sense. Like,
that's what I'm thinking I need to go with, because I'm trying to do like an illustrative type deal. Like I'm trying to make a.
This is Caroline Maroon.
Of these kids and their team and basketball.
Now I'm going to do this garnets. I love gemstones. I think it's my birthstone, if I'm not mistaken.
What's your birthstone?
Garnet.
See, one that you did not add on there, I bet, that you really should have, is mine.
Which is what?
Alexandrite. You ever looked at Alexandrite?
I don't know if I have or not.
Oh my gosh, they're so cool. They change colors kind of like the blue-green one, but it's like from blue to purple. Or green to purple, depending on what minerals are in it. Or whatever. They say that it's pearl for June, but like, it's like pearl was a cheaper substitution for an Alexandrite, because a real Alexandrite is really expensive.
I
and
did
it's
not know
rare to
that.
find. They have to. So then now that they've started making artificial alexandrite, they it's actually cheaper. Like you can find it more often now, but they still use the pearl sometimes with a lot of things. But like for my high school ring,
Mm-hmm.
it was alexandrite. So anything that's like
I'll have to check that out. I haven't actually. I can't
it changes colors.
put my mind on.
It literally changes colors between two, which makes way more sense for like a Gemini, you know.
Okay, okay.
So it goes back and forth between like a bluish, purplish to like a pink.
I added some bloodstone on this one. Is that coming through?
That color is so dark.
I love bloodstone. It is a dark color. It's kind of like a brownish, purpley color. I really dig it. And it's magnetic. Did you know that? It's magnetic. I can totally whip out a magnet and show you right now, and it moves around, and it actually kind of changes colors a little bit. Like, I think Hematite will do it too, from Daniel Smith. So, if you're into watercolor and you want to try something really neat and that you can show your friends about, like, hey, this watercolor is really cool, check this out.
So does it change color like even after it's dry? Or is it only while it's wet?
I guess it's while it's wet. Now, if you're looking for something like that has a shift, a color shift, you can get micas that color shift, and you can mix that with binder. Of course, you can really make most of your own art supplies from home. They just charge you an arm and a leg because convenience. Yes. No, I'm just sorry. But you know how it is. Like, it's all convenience. And I am having one of those moments, like, I totally drew this picture of tourmaline, and I'm like, what color is tourmaline? I wanted to say it was like an aqua sort of bluish color.
I'm just wondering if you have any colors in that palette, like if it's magnetic or something, like if you could write a message in it or something, or draw something that's kind of, or paint something that's one way and then be able to change it to something.
And
like
then flip it.
Hidden image or something.
Oh, that would be pretty neat.
That's so cool.
Underneath
it, because of all you have to do is like run a magnet over it, or just run a, you know, or like
really
heat
cool.
over it, or something like that. That would be cool.
It sounds to me like kind of when we were kids, like you could write on things with like lemon juice, and then I think you could apply heat to it, and then only would you see the writing.
Yeah, like that. That would be a really cool, like, just like if all of your art was made, like have a whole line of artwork just made with that. That would be cool.
I mean, but it's totally making me think of the Etch-a-Sketch right now, because you know that that's all magnetic, right?
No, that was fun.
I was never very good at it, but I will say it was fun.
That was fun, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, and it disappears, but like.
I think that's why I would get so aggravated, because you spend all that time, and you have this really amazing picture, and then your brother comes up and he says, haha.
But see, that would make you appreciate it that much more, right?
Yeah, I would
and appreciate that video that much more, because it's like, it's there 1 minute.
Well, I mean, if you made a video of it, sure, but like when we were kids, we weren't making videos of those things. We were just making the art and like hoping that nobody messed with it when we weren't around. I mean, because you know, you got school and other responsibilities, and like my dad was big on no toys and no playing or fun until your stuff is done. Oh yeah. That's life. You know what? Now, I honestly wonder if more people wouldn't benefit from that, like, you know, that sort of mentality.
All work and no play
makes Amanda a dull girl. That's why I have to carve out time for play. So this is my play, y'all. You know, it's just art supplies.
Yeah. Your giant sandbox.
This is my sandbox. This room Okay,
They're
gonna.
in a sandbox, and I
So
totally
you get a sneak peek. Whoever our one viewer is. Oh, they're gone. Oh, they just left. Sorry, you don't get the sneaky peeky. Too bad. Oh, it's so awesome. All right, and all the fun toys and things that we can do down here. So, you know, and
G-rated.
when somebody, yeah, G-rated things that we can do down here. We're not like standing on our on our heads and doing terrible things. I don't even know what
I don't
Vera.
know. I just
Where
want-
why? Why did you make my brain go there? Okay, but hey, not for kids. But I'm gonna be honest, like, huh?
But I'm drawing kids. Look how
But
light
you're
that
drawing
is.
kids,
Oh
that's
my
fine.
gosh,
But
it's
like, not made for kids.
That's
God only knows what I might say. I mean,
cool.
you've been on the phone with me. It's scary. I mean, not really, but
It's not scary. She just thinks it is. It's not scary. I'm the scary one.
no, you're the scary one.
Yep.
You just send them your way.
Ugh.
I don't know why I chose such a dark yellow for this fluorite, or sorry, for the barrel. I'm thinking of golden barrel. And I don't know, I wanted to be kind of loose and a little illustrative with this one, although it's not going to probably come across quite like that. We'll have to see.
Girl, these pans are like inking everywhere. What is this?
Why is
important?
it leaking so much?
Is this important?
What? The paper towel? No. No, I've left it over there for you. In case you needed some kind of blotting element.
Okay, well it's gonna be a ink cleaner right now.
That's fine. You can do whatever you need to. Or if you need any help, just let me know. I'm going to drop some ochre in there. Although that wasn't the color that I started with. I think it was more of the gamboge. I have to show these other ones that I made too. Maybe I'll do that the next time we have somebody come on. I mean, I've been on here for an hour just like goofing off, and but that's all I do though. It's just like basically goof off and I'm like, okay, vapey time. Like, there's nobody on here, so like, how am I gonna deal with that? Like, when I'm like, I need a cigarette. I can delete this, by the way. Like, I don't have to send it live. Again, not made for children.
Not made for children?
This is not made for children, no.
Made for adults.
We are adults who are childing right now.
Pretty much. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, come child with me.
Totally
But
nothing wrong with that.
adults only.
Adults only. Chillin'. Like villains.
Here, oh, it says sign in to chat. Like, can I literally... My thing is being silly. I see where you said hello on there, but I can't actually respond on there. At least, however, it does tell me. Yeah, it does tell me when somebody responds, so I should be able to see and do or handle any commentary that comes on by myself without having to need like a huge, like a lot amount of help to do it. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say? I remember fluorite being kind of like purpley pinky. Is that right? I think it's kind of like I've seen it even be two colors, like fluorite and like citrine, if I'm not mistaken. If anybody knows, please share.
Fluorite? Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm curious. I'm like, okay. I'm pretty sure it's like a light purple stone. is what my memory is telling me, but my
Girl,
memory
this,
does not always serve me well. Therefore,
girl, this kid's feet just turned into like way bigger than the rest of
uh-oh.
I did not mean to do that, but I mean.
Scale and proportion.
Sweet.
Oh my goodness!
Or either
What was
that,
this
or
one?
he just
Moon
legit has that big
glow.
of feet. I mean, that you know, might be.
Hello. Thank you for joining us. Is there a particular time that would work really great for live streaming like this? By
I'm
chance?
really not sure.
I know you probably won't be able to join me again. Yeah, Vera's back here doing art. There's Vera. Say hi, Vera.
Hi.
Thank you. Yeah, we would love some feedback. And oh shoot, I totally did just drop that in. Hey, mistakes happen, and as an artist, you get to see that stuff live. Right, and that's how you remove that. Don't judge me. I was totally just distracted. No, I was excited. I'm like, hey, there's somebody on here, and now they're gone, so it didn't matter. I love it. I'm like, guess what?
Bye. Hi. It's like they drop in and say hello.
Yeah, but they're not saying hello. They're not saying anything. They're just like, oh, hi, bye.
Or they noticed I was there. Let me run.
Then
I'm sorry. We'll just pretend you're not there.
is that what I need to
Alright,
do?
so
Do I need to pretend like
fluoride,
nobody's
right?
there and nobody's watching and not even acknowledge people? Like, would that be better?
I mean, I don't know. Fluoride looks green.
Does it? Why did I put purple? Look for purple.
Because there is purple. There is purple. Hang on, I'll show you.
So there is a purple fluoride that I'm not
There is a
misremembering.
purple fluoride, yes.
Alright. And there's a lot of variation and even
1%.
variegation in the stones, which are like...
I am a 1%er at the moment. But,
Oh.
but yes, here we go.
Oh,
See,
sweet.
purple
Okay.
and green. And
Very
then,
nice.
But then they have that like green, like super green, and then we have
Mm.
purple. So somewhere between the two, I would say.
I want some of these to kind of like bleed out. I think that would be really neat. Having some of these striations in the backside of it coming through. Oop, and I got something on there. Yeah, I really don't know what to think about this whole going live business and trying it, you know, but it may not be the whole shebang. It might not be what I'm looking for.
What's wrong with all that?
Nothing. I just not sure how I like it. I kind of like, okay, look, if it was just me sitting here and I'm literally trying to figure out how to talk to myself to occupy people on there, and then I look up and somebody's there and I acknowledge them and they don't say anything, like,
Okay, so
like how do you build up an audience if you're trying to interact but nobody's interacting with you when they do decide they're going to pop in?
What about
Just out of curiosity.
Facebook Live? Facebook Live tends to have a little bit more.
Does it?
It does. Because you have all your people that love you already. And
Well, I've got like
saved on.
only not even 400 subscribers on here on YouTube, but who's counting, right? Somebody definitely is. The bean counters at Google and YouTube are definitely counting how many views.
They are
And the fact that I have one viewer. At least I have one. Vera.
Hi.
Vera.
You had two. Oh, my phone died. Now you have one.
No, I had one.
No, you had two before I died.
Oh, no, it still said one.
No,
Anyway, I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's actually dead now.
I told
It's
you it
whatever.
died.
Do you need a charger?
I do need a shot.
Here, I've got cords galore right there because guess what? I was testing cords because again, I have an octopus on my computer. Find one. Sorry, there's like 2 or 3 or
I see the octopus.
I don't know, maybe it's just not registering.
Oh gosh, I got slit off.
Okay.
Great. That sounds
well, don't do that. Doesn't sound good at all. You struggling?
Of course. Always. More than I let on.
I'm gonna actually drop in some shadow color in that. All that's on strings.
Alright. Now. Oh! Alright. We're getting somewhere. I like it.
Hmm?
It's a little rough looking, but I like them so far.
I do too. I think it's gonna turn out awesome. You'll have to share it with us when you get it all done. Cool?
Of course.
The door just keeps shutting. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. Like, I don't know why. I didn't think to shut it earlier.
It's leaking all over my fingers.
No.
I'm just in the zone over here trying to.
You need some alcohol to get it off?
Oh, no, we're good. We're good. I'm being inked. You're over here talking about octopus. I'm over here talking about being inked.
That's actually kind of funny. And, oh, so the other day I was drawing all this crazy stuff, like one of which, hold on, I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but I'm totally about to go and pull it out. It was like a octopus eye. Or like, no, I was drawing like cuttlefish and junk. Like, hold on, I'll show it to you. Just because I'm talking about it. Like, yeah, there's like an octopus eye, and there's like, I don't know, some kind of weird cuttlefish. You see it?
Cuttlefish?
Which one? Oh, here. Yeah, right here.
Cuttlefish. Cuttlefish!
It's
Oh my
it's
gosh.
not a cute thing. It's kind of like, well, I mean, I guess they are kind of cute, but like not in a cuddly sort of way, I guess is what I'm saying.
You ended up with a cuttlefish.
Yeah.
And an antenna.
Mm.
Saturn. So were you inspired by the whole idea of like the jellyfish in space? Because that's what that reminds me of.
Oh, well, I definitely got inspired at one point by jellyfish in space. Probably going to do like some art on that because, like, who would have thought? And I don't really know. Are jellyfish smarter than people? I know they say that octopuses. Is it octopuses?
They're smart. They're not smarter
An
than
octopus?
people, but they are smart. They're like, they have high intelligence.
Supposed to be
That's what they
extraordinarily smart.
How do they test that, by the way?
I guess giving them my IQ tests for.
They're giving octopus IQ tests?
I don't know. That would be a very good question. Like, how does one determine the intelligence of an animal?
What does that look like?
Like, now I need to know that. Like, what is?
I want to know what an octopus's IQ test looks like. I mean, does it look like a kindergartner's test, or does it look like an adult's test? I mean, I'm so confused.
Definitely curious. Like, that's gonna have to be like a matter of looking up, but it's a little different than what we were originally discussing, which was jellyfish in space. And yes, NASA did send up jellyfish along with squid and a whole bunch of other types of, yeah, like sea life. And I guess they were trying to, let's see if I can phrase this. They were trying to determine whether or not certain bacteria could coexist or cohabitate in, like, or if they would, I don't know, I'm not explaining very good. And apparently it had something to do with the microbial inside of our body. And now I have no viewers.
Sorry. I was dead. Hang on.
No, but I don't think it was you. Was it you that was the one viewer? And
I think
like,
so for a lot of them.
because I saw it come on there, and I was like,
There
oh,
was
okay.
2 before I got off.
Not according to this, but
No,
it
it's
took a
right on
while for it to
Facebook.
show over here.
Girl, it's 1:39.
Is it really that late? We've been running this for an hour and 10 minutes, just messing.
It didn't take long. I hate that. I hate I have to stop. I'm gonna have to go take a nap. Go to work tonight. Freaking sucks.
Right? I do understand that.
I mean, I'm glad I have my job. I love my job. It's not a bad job. But as compared to art, it's that's nowhere near as fun.
I can understand that too. Here I'm going to drop in, I guess, some different. Some different colors. That's kind of nice looking. Who knows? And then you said you thought I should use some of these different micas that I've got. Let's put a drop of paint in, or sorry, as it were, a drop of water in these and go ahead and get those activated. Actually, hold on a second. I think I do want to take and put some of that blue in there. Hopefully when this gets done, it will actually look like what I was kind of going for. Oops. Ah! Alright. Joys of learning while live. I just did it again. I stuck my finger in it, and I stuck the same finger in it again, and then it basically left a mark.
Awesome.
You see it?
I bet I could leave a mark right now. Look.
Oh, for sure. Now don't touch your paper. You might be in trouble.
I'm worried now. Wondering if I should just wash my hands.
Yeah. You're gonna go get cleaned up.
I might have to.
Clean up. Clean up. I think that's an Eric home. Yep, pretty sure. That's what I'm hearing. So that's a little bit of that greenish color, although I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about that on this. I'm going to try a little bit of this blue and touch it in. I don't think so. He's riding his motorcycle today. So I doubt it. Oh, there he goes. Yep. I think that's starting to look pretty neat. Can you see it? You can't where you are, can you? Keep thinking that you could see it because you were on there, but you're not.
It's
now.
looking a lot.
Is it looking
like
better?
Yes. I like it.
Awesome.
Getting the shimmer in there.
Right.
These kiddos are over here they're coming out of page now. Slowly.
That's good. Well, definitely before you go, you're going to have to be like, all right, this is what I do.
Probably gonna wrap it. This thing is
See, I think the tiger's eye would be really beautiful with some of this copper in it. That's what I'm eyeballing. Like, that to me is like what I seem to remember kind of like standing out about the tiger's eye gemstone was like that coppery iridescence that it sort of seemed to have, like the striations, because it's almost a variegated stone. Let's see if I can get that a little bit darker in some of these areas. Pardon moi. No, right? I think that it's starting to come together, like, and I hate that people decided to leave before they could see it be completely finished, because it's looking really cool now. But it takes time to get it there. It's not like a super fast. I mean, maybe it could be super fast. Excuse me. I feel like I got something stuck in my throat. That might be my sign that it's time for something to drink, you know? Sitting over here running my mouth and
it could be, but
drink as needed. Drink responsibly. I'm just drinking coffee. I don't know what you're drinking. Coffee in your case. But I don't know when people are going to be watching this. They might watch it at like 2 in the morning. Like, no, not really. I can't see anybody being like, yeah, I think I want to watch these goofy ass artists at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
I would.
Would you?
I would.
You'd watch us at 2 o'clock in the
I watch
morning.
some crazy stuff at 2 in the morning when I can't go to sleep.
You hear this, right?
My bad.
No, that's totally true though. Like I will watch some things in the wee hours.
One of my favorite TikTokers is Terrified of Spiders. I like listening to him. He's hilarious. And he just absolutely hates spiders. And like, I'll fix it, Jesus.
That's funny. And that's TikTok? Oh. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so I try to do a little bit on TikTok and spread the word about, you know, making me, and I've had sort of semi-mixed results there, so, I mean, like, not that it hasn't been positive. I actually have more subscribers, followers, or whatever than I do here on YouTube. I mean, not by a whole bunch, you know, it's not, it's maybe by about 300, almost 400 more people. I've got about that here. Oh, we're about to get it visited. That's going to be interesting. Yeah. Hi, you're on live.
Welcome to live.
This is Eric.
A little bit.
Are y'all streaming really?
Yeah, really.
We are.
Now, that's a good question. One for which you can actually help fix it. Yeah, it's streaming. Live. Live. Yeah. Like, alright, enough said. He's like, I don't want to do it. I don't blame him. I don't wanna do it again. Here I am,
Really?
though. No, I'm teasing. I am wanting to do it. I mean, like, I'm here. I'm doing it. I'm showing up. Where are the other people showing up for me? Show
Oh,
up for me,
God.
guys. Come on. Come on. You can do
Come on, people.
it. I just need somebody to make up one of those Jeff Bezos songs for me. Except not like Jeff Bezos, because, you know, I think everybody's. Are they picking on him when they're there? I don't know. He's rich, though.
He's rich,
I'll
so it
take
doesn't
it.
really matter.
I'll take it. Yeah, he don't care.
And that's you're rich, so you really just don't have to care. That's the mentality you need to have.
Yeah, no, not
You just go
by
ahead and have
a
that
long
mentality up
stretch.
front.
Oh, you know, I think
Even if
though
we're just
that I'm
gonna
on
speak
to
it into
something.
existence, and it won't matter. I mean, people love people for that because they're confident and they don't have to worry about what other people say.
Right.
They love it. So you just fake it till you make it, right?
I don't really know that I
I'm not
entirely
great at that
agree
either.
with that mentality.
But that's
I
what
think
I
there's a
keep
lot
hearing.
of people out there faking it and they're not making it. Like, maybe seen a few, but my personality, my sense of integrity won't allow me to do that. So maybe good on them. I don't know that I feel that I really feel that though. I mean, I guess you do kind of have to have like an attitude like you can, like a growth mentality, and not necessarily be afraid of failure. And
Yes.
sort of get out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
I mean, like, I definitely push myself quite frequently. This is definitely outside of my comfort zone. But one for which I really hope, you know, that eventually, that not that I'll be rewarded necessarily, but I do want to create community around what I'm doing and around the things that I have interest in. Uh, Not just for myself, I believe it's for also for other like-minded individuals who might be able to benefit from something like that, you know?
As I.
Oh, you're saying you get to benefit from it?
No.
I was teasing.
I want the same. I'm benefiting from this. I'm actually sitting down and
Arting.
instead of being caught up in the busy everyday of life and all this other craziness going on around me.
Right. I do think it's important to dust off your art supplies and experiment and play and kind of have that childlike mentality about yourself, because if you ever notice, like, a child isn't afraid to try things. They're not afraid to fail. That's something that is a learned behavior. It's something that we learn over time. Like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to try that because I might not do great. I might fail at it. And, you know, that actually is a limiting mindset.
Very. Or I
although,
don't have time for that. I have grown-up stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't do the grown-up stuff so well because you're not letting yourself just be free for a moment. And it's not good. I think it makes people depressed.
I do too.
I think it makes people kind of, give up on things. Gifts was meant as a God-given gift. And just kind of give up on their gifts because they're caught up in this rat race of things that they can never fully accomplish to the, what am I thinking of? What word am I thinking of?
Maybe.
The
the like accomplishment that they're looking for, or
They
like
can never. It starts with an S.
succeed, surmount.
Surmount's a good one. Surmount's
It's like kind of like overcome. That's what I mean by that. Is that what you're trying to say?
standards. They never live up to the standards of the world. That's bad that I couldn't think of that while I was drawing.
But it is understandable because like I'm using a different part of my brain that doesn't really use words. Like it's more, and so it totally makes sense to me. But I get a bit frustrated when I'm trying to draw or paint or something like that, and I can't remember what I was trying to say. And it's especially frustrating because I feel like we actually lost people several times. But I think it was because like maybe I realized I was being watched, which is like a little bit weird to say, but it's just like Schrodinger's cat. Like you open the box, is the cat alive or is the cat dead? But you don't know until you open it, which that never really made sense to me because I'm gonna be honest. If you don't feed that cat, if it sits there in its own waste for long, it's gonna die. I mean, come on now. Like how much time has passed since you put the cat in the box? Like, let's be honest. Like Schrodinger's cat, like I don't get it. Like, is it alive or is it dead? It's dead.
It died.
You put a cat in the box, can it breathe? Is there air?
No.
I don't know. Maybe none of these things are even important
You gonna put holes in there with it?
to the entire equation.
That's important.
Well, I mean, like I think so. Schrodinger is inhumane. Putting cats in boxes. I mean, maybe it was just theoretical. Did he actually just do this experiment in his mind? I mean, in which case, maybe it's not so bad, but it's still creepy. Like, who? I mean, you got a bunch of people sitting around thinking about, putting cats in boxes. And, again, cat is a living being. Now, if you're going to put a rock in the box and then ask, is the rock still there or is the rock gone? Maybe that kind of makes more sense to me. Like, but then again, if nobody opened up the box, how's the rock missing? Is it going to degrade over time? Like, maybe there's your answer. I don't know. But, man, Schrodinger. Out. Somebody disagrees. That's yes. Is it even common nowadays? Do people just accept whatever they're told? I kind of feel like they might. I think this is turning out really pretty too. Oh, okie dokie. I probably should go ahead and stop this live stream too because, I mean, there's nobody on it.
Red. Look at that bloodstone, man. That's pretty.
Well,
That's pretty too. Look.
Oh,
I gotta fix his
it.
eye, but I mean, we've got the artist. It's like cartoony.
I dig it. You should put it over here a little bit so like I just don't want it to touch mine. That way it don't get water color on it.
Yay.
Turned out really, really good. I'm so happy you got a chance to be able to come and art with me. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up so I can say goodbye to my friend. Thank you guys so much for watching and be tuned into this live. And I'm going to try to figure out some kind of schedule and